How to make FU money in the DMs for B2C. This one is going to be interesting. This is my realm. This is where I was the best. I've been, the number one on the team. This is where I succeed. This is where my clients make a lot of money. This is why we optimize stuff. And, making almost 82K for our clients for the biz off offer. So I know what I'm talking about, guys, and this video is going to be a complete exact funnel where I'm going to give you the examples and the fundamentals of how do you actually structure your DMs. And you can even send this to your setter, whatever you have on your team, your manager, so they can actually watch this and look from a third perspective. So let's get started. Now, this is going to be completely for inbound. And of course, like people who have seen your content, you reaching out, it's not going to be any cold outreach stuff. Just no, please. But the point is that whenever a client comes in, right, what channel, maybe they're coming to Instagram, maybe they're coming to YouTube, whatever they do, right, whenever they are coming in to you or you reaching out to them, there already are existence that they know about you. That's the first part. The second part is you converting them. Now, the conversion usually happens either just straight up, you send them to a YouTube platform, or you go down the funnels and actually go to DMs. Now, when you start a conversation, this is going to be this is the sauciest video I've ever made, by the way. What you have to do is pretty simple, right? You have to first let them speak. You first ask questions. You always ask questions in the DM and you acknowledge. Now, so how's your life been? And these are different offers. It's an example. One's is I think, relationship coach. One is a biz op, and one's also mine example of like how I do it from like a B2B perspective. So you guys can kind of like see and differentiate between the different sort of like sections of businesses, right? Oh, how's your life been? And this guy just rants on, right? Now, this right here, I've discovered pain. Like this is like, I have his pain now. So half of the conversation work is done because I can just refer to this all the time when I'm going down the DM funnel. This is super important, right? As soon as he, a lot of times people go in there, you can always refer back to this and just always mention the pain to push them to the call. But of course, I'm going to teach you how to do it in a nicer way so it feels more natural. How's that been going? Oh, I love it. I'm a massage therapist. I get paid well, but I want to do this. Okay, how much do you want to make? I want to make this much, right? Now, here I've done two things. I know the current situation. He's in a job. He's making money, so he's qualified. That's the first part. But the second thing is, he also told me about how much does he want to earn. So, okay, I have his pain, right? I have his current position, and I also have his goal. These three things alone are going to set you up for a nice call. Even here, that's what I do, right? Now for B2B, what you do is pretty simple. You look at the person because they know they're going to get set. B2B people are going to be 10 times more smarter, right? B2B are going to be more logical in general. So you always have to look up for that, right? When then B2C is more emotional side. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you have to just give the value and be as straightforward as you can when you're selling B2B and when you're reaching out to people, right? One of the guys that I have, right? Hey, we broke just another record. Let me know if you want to hop on a call. I want to look at your situation. And does your DM, like, how do you do it? It's like, it's quite an impressive flow and blah, blah, blah. And I, before that, I had a loom that I gave to the guy. Super straightforward. This is business happening. This right here, on for B2C, right? The reason why I even put this was just to give you a reference point of how different the conversation is. This is pure logical. I can make you more money. Hey, I have X, Y, and Z. When you're doing this, these people are 10 times more skeptical because they are normal people, because they're people who do jobs, right? So these people are 10 times more skeptical. They don't know if you can help you, but this guy right here understands business. I can say certain words. I can present myself a certain way, which he can relate to. These guys don't. So you have to build that trust, build that relatability, because whenever someone sees your content, they think, okay, yeah, this guy is doing good, but I can't do it. They have that thing. And in the DM, all you're doing is giving them relatability and just being, confident enough that, hey, you can do it. And that's the entire thing. You're just converting them from I can't to I can. That's the entire purpose of a DM, and that's how conversion actually happens, because you build relatability. They're like, oh, this guy can actually help me. Oh, I like him. Now, if your marketing is good enough, if you are good, you can just, straight up just have a YouTube and convert people to that. But the point is that I'm trying to give here is that you ask, you acknowledge, and you be open-ended. These are the three things which are extremely crucial when you're trying to, convert people in down to your funnel. If you just master these three things, you will make money. Like, this is A1 level. And this is how you actually convert on a higher rate. This is how you hit those 6-figure months. That's how you make 82K with a biz offer, all that stuff, right? Now, the reason why I ask you to be open-ended is to not assume things. Let them speak. A lot of the time what happens is that we like to talk and we like to give our expertise because of course, like if you're sort of watching this, you are acting like the person, right? So you kind of feel the ego boosted. Also just ask yourself to, be more open and not be like, hey, I'm the authority. I get that. You have to be the authority, but you also have to be relatable. Otherwise they're going to be like, this guy is nothing like me. Why would I buy from you? You have to build that trust and that relatability. And that's going to only happen if you're open-ended, right? Now you need to qualify them right here. As I knew this guy has a job, he's making money, he's qualified. How do I do it? Being open-ended, acknowledging him, right? And like they're talking to the owner, like they're talking to a friend, because when the owner becomes like, hey, this guy can help me. This guy is actually good. I love his content. That is when the biggest leverage is created. A lot of sellers, they get into this ego boosting thing, or they don't have either they're underconfident or they're overconfident. They have to kind of like balance this thing where they are acting as the authority, but they're also not bashing people in. And also they're not underconfident, right? If somebody says something, because at the end of the day, the person that reaching out to you, they need help. You don't need help. You're providing help. You're helping them. You are in a higher position than them. That's the basic key, right? Now, again, this is going to be such a, let me just give it out to you guys. It's personalizing, right? When you book a call, most of you guys, when you book a call, it's such a weird way people do it, right? You can't just bash a link in. The reason why people drop off when you drop the link is because there's no personalization. People are like, yeah, this guy's just trying to make me book a call. Now it works for 70% of the time, or let's say 60% of the time, but it's not going to work every single time. And the reason is why, because when you personalize stuff, right? Hey, and this is key. This is super saucy. Ask your seller to not drop the link and book the call manually themselves. That's going to up your booking rate so much easily because it sounds so much natural. It's like, hey, what time are you free? Oh, I'm at this. You don't have a Calendly link where of course, they still use your Calendly. They use the business owner's Calendly, but your setter is acting like, you are talking and you are actually manually putting the time down, right? So what you do is that, hey, what time are you available? 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yup, go. This is like the time that I have. I'll get back to you and figure something out, man. Oh, thank you. Does this time sound good? Look how natural it is. Just literally, like this is like, you booking a call or you going on a date with a girl. Like it's the same stuff, right? And then again, this is the thing. This is B2B now. What do you do in B2B? Hey, reminder for the call. This is my booking rate. This is what we have done. If it's all yes sir, and then boom. Simple stuff, not overcomplicating it, being straightforward. That's the difference, right? Where I'm like, hey, you booked a call, I know. Then I'm just like showing proof and showing results so that I can help these people. Now, another thing which I'll talk about right here with this example, let me just go down here, which is personalization will separate a good setter from a great setter. A great setter sits there and acknowledges in a personalized way, hey, man. And a lot of setting is just talking crap. That's just what it is, not in a bad way, but finding relatability. Oh, you played football. Oh, I love watching football. That's my favorite team. When you go and do that, right? That person is excited now. The amount of personalization can you do over and over again will determine how much the show up rate will go up, right? And how much the person is going to be excited on the call. You get them in a buying state. You get them in a loop now where they're like, oh my God, this guy he's such a great guy. Where they're like, wait a second, he watches football, I watch football. And of course, have communication between your closer and setter. A lot of times, setters just, talk a lot of stuff and the closer is like, nah, man, this ain't true. So don't do that, right? But the point I'm trying to make is that when you personalize it, it becomes like, hey, I'm going to hop on a call with my friend. Oh, hey, I'm going to hop on with this guy. This guy's so much like me. Boom, they buy. They piff. These are the reasons that people piff. That's how you get these skeptical B2C people who have been burnt to it, don't believe in anything, who think everything is a scam, to actually paying you 5K, 10K, whatever your price or your ticket range is, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is that personalization is so important to the point that if you can just do this right, you will get people to show up on your call and you will have a complete way of communicating with them. Now, this all will work, but what's the point if the person doesn't come up, right? So again, you ask, you acknowledge, you personalize, and you ask open-ended questions just to get the conversation through. But none of this will work if you don't do this last thing, and this last thing is so important. Post-booking. The reason why it's green, because it is straight up money. This is how you get those insane, 60%, 70%, 80% show-up rates. That's how you get the closing rate to be so much higher, is post-booking. So in these examples, right, you always have to send out like resources always, like resources, results, whatever you have done, so where they're feeling confident and they're excited to hop on. Hey man, do you know this guy who was X, Y, and Z? He made this much money. Wow. Hey, here's a story about me, bro. Or here's this about me. The more hours of content they consume, or the more hours of results they see, the more excited they become on the call. What I do is that I'll just show screenshots of my clients, right? We made this much in a week, like 15K in a week, right? I'm showing this stuff. Now, here we also have, hey, X, Y, and Z. We ask them questions. Now, this is the key. If you send them a YouTube video, first of all, send an unlisted YouTube video. Never send like, one of those videos where it's public, because there's no personalization. Make a video specifically for you, sending after the call has been set, and then you unlist that and then just send it to people via a link, right? But the point is that you don't say, hey, did you watch the video? Because all of them will say yes, right? All of them will say yes, but that is a lie. What you do is that you ask them questions. You're like, hey, what did you got out from it? What was the value that you got? And they're like, shit. Now I need to actually sit there and, basically talk and, actually watch the video, so they can be like, hey, I didn't watch this part. Or they feel guilty now. Now they're in guilt. Now they're like, oh man, I didn't watch the video. He's helping me so much. He's giving me so much value, and I didn't even watch a video. I'm such a bad person. Boom. That's how you get them in, right? So you always ask question. You send an unlisted video, and then on top of that, you never, ever, ever do the mistake which most people do, which is, have you watched the video? Don't ask that question. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit, more sort of like a checklist which you can do, which is unlisted video of client testimonials, client reviews, right? And making a whole event out of the call. Most people live damn boring life. We as business owners, things are going to the roof. We have employees acting up. We have so many things going on that our life is exciting, right? The average Joe, the average Joe's life is super mundane. But when he's going to hop on a call with you, he needs to be excited. He is yippee. He's so happy now. He's like, yo, I'm about to hop on the call. My life is going to change. I'm going to make so much money. And of course, if you have a good product, you are doing that, right? If you're selling a scam, then you're really doing bad, Joe. Come on, don't do that, right? But this is the thing, right? Never accept answers like these. This is some of the parts which I want to talk about even deeper, which is whenever someone is giving, I have asked some really deep questions. What are your biggest challenges or struggles that you have as a man, or a husband, or a father, right? It's like, not a husband, not a father, don't care, make genuine connections. Like, this sort of answers are unacceptable, because these people are not in enough pain, and you can't refer back, right? With this sort of answer that this guy gave me, I can refer back. I know he's in a lot of pain. I know this guy's interested. And when a shitty answer like this, right, with just such a blunt, normal answer, that person is not in a buying state. They don't have the pain which you can refer back to again and again and push them to book a call, right? And you have to go and ask deeper. And you have to be in the cycle of pain, pushing them back again and again. And, no BS answers, actual detailed ones are going to give you the most money. Now, even with this, which I had here, right? Look at this guy. This guy actually gave out like a complete answer. Oh, I'm going to Thailand. I have X, Y, and Z stuff. There's like, this guy's like sitting there. He actually wants to buy. Look at the detail of it, right? And he pivoted in the end, right? But that's how you're gonna build these conversations which feel so natural. And also on top of that, actually get people to show up, be respectful, and actually buy from you. Or just ask, you acknowledge, be open-ended, you add a bunch of personalization, then you post-book them with results and whatever you have, and that's it. This is the entire guide. You can make FU money. This has worked for all of my clients. I'm the best at this thing, and when it comes to DM setting, I can say that proudly. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.